Hello. We are continuing the conjurer quest line and possibly the thermaturge as well. But yeah, let's get into it. Greetings, yo. Each time we meet, the part of the conjurer befits you even better. In your previous lesson, you learned about the element of earth. It is my desire that you next become acquainted with the wind. Travel the full flower comb in the east shroud and seek the teachings of Hero Rofu. Though scant few years have passed since her coming of age, Wolfu is a conjurer of consummate skill who is able to divine the will of air elementals with uncanny clarity. I can recommend no better tutor for your lessons in the mysteries of the wind. You must be Yo. Brother E. Sumian sent word to expect you. It shall be my pleasure to instruct you on the patterns of gusts and gales. Now, how to proceed? Pray forgive my hesitation. It was but recently that I attained the title of hearer, and, well, you are my first student. Yes, I believe I have a suitable task for you. To the east of Sweet Bloom Pier, there is a small spring giving rise to a pool. Go there and clear the air of the honeybee swarm which lately took up residence in the area. You seem uncertain. Mayhap you wonder at the connection between my request and the subject of your study? I sympathize, yo, but trust me, inexperienced though I may seem, this deed will deepen your understanding of wind. Welcome back. I take it the bees are no more. Tell me, did you happen to notice many of the Vulcan preferred flowers in the vicinity of the spring. I asked because there were none. Strange then, is it not, that the bees should choose to congregate there? And what has caused this apparent behavior? Still your mind and reach out with your senses. Can you feel it? The path of wind veers from its natural course, sweeping hapless creatures along its wake. Something is playing havoc with the air currents. Such a disturbance beseeches corruption. Return to the spring near Sweet Bloom here and search for pockets of corrupted air. Should you find one, use your powers of conjuring to disperse it. Oh, sure. Woo. So that's what it's like to be a tank. It's fun. Well done. The wind no longer keens its frustration. Let us return to full flower. I must apologize for exposing you to such danger. The corruption was greater than I anticipated, but it is through such trials that we flourish as conjurers. Now then, Yao, what did you learn as you struggled with air's grasp? You will doubtless have noticed that wind does not strike with the instant crushing force of earth. Instead, it torments one's form, dancing across every surface and leaving a 1,000 tiny wounds in its wake. These are the agonies of erosion. Having experienced such pain, you are now intimately acquainted with the wind's capacity for patient destruction. No land is a stranger to its power. When you stand under distant skies and feel the wind's familiar caress upon your skin, remember the lessons you have learned here this day. I suppose I should be grateful that this latest elemental disturbance manifested itself at such an opportune time. Only the good gods know what I would have taught you had it not. Yet the growing frequency of such phenomena begins to concern me. While it is true that the calamity wrought much harm upon the Twellsword, I suspect some other forces is at work here. I bid you remain where you go. But enough of these ominous rumblings. I regret to say that your time with me is at an end. Return to Stillgate Fane and inform Brother Isumi of your newfound mastery. Oh, and be sure to thank him for sending me such a willing first student. Okay then. Welcome back, yo. The elementals inform me that you have opened your ears to the voice of the wind. That is well. Having made allies of two elements, you are well on your way along the path of conjurer, though full comprehension of these forces will only come to you in the fullness of time. Be patient. As you seek to embrace nature more fully, so will nature hold you more closely. They made you study wind. Why bother? You don't need wind to heal things, whatever those dreary lessons tell you. Conjurer is inextricably bound with nature, Sophie. That dreary lesson is one you should have learned by now. I assume by your presence here that you have once again abandoned your tutors. You must understand, if you persist in casting spells with the proper knowledge. I have all the knowledge I need. My mother never needed to embrace nature to heal, and the people she helped were thankful for her art. I'll learn contrary the same way she did, and become just as great a conjurer. You'll see. But I didn't come here to argue with you, Brother Isumi. I wanted to tell you that I discovered how to cast rays. How? What were you thinking, girl? You know what you do, what you risk. You are meddling with the forces beyond your comprehension. Should you even attempt to use that spell, I will have no recourse but to strip you of the name of conjurer and banish you from the halls. Do I make myself clear? Why must you be so angry with me? It's not as if I was trying to hurt anyone. But that's Sylphie, my dear child, that is precisely the point. My apologies, yo. I hope you do not find these constant disruptions distracting. As you have just heard, Sylphie's mother was also a conjurer. A conjurer who was unable to use any spell outside the sphere of healing. Needless to say, Sylphie seeks to emulate her in every way. It is a rare and wondrous talent to heal without relying on the energies of nature, but such power is not born of true conjuring. By all that we know of the art, it should not be possible for Sylphie to cast rays. I shudder to think what would happen if she tried. I fear my inability to set her upon the true path reflects my own failings as a teacher. I am only glad that those same failings have not hindered you, whether it be with my help or in spite of it. I believe that you will become a fine conjurer. Already you are blessed with great power, and more shall be yours should you persevere with our art, as I indeed hope you shall. Yet, however much you grow, however powerful you become, remember that ours is a power borrowed, not taken. It's always nice to see people having fun. Alright. I'm using the Ethernet. Okay. Doing more conjurer quest line. Let's go. It is good to see you again, yo. By the aura you exude, it is plain you have grown further as a conjurer. The time has come that you acquaint yourself with the third element of our art, water. For this first part of your lesson, you are to take this flask of pristine water and pour it at the foot of the pedigree found near the hawthorn hut. The water's purity will draw forth the corrupting entity that is siphoning the tree's life force. Dispatch this being, and then speak with Brother Jocelyn at the hawthorn hut. Excuse me. As you might expect, he is a conjurer with a fine ear for the murmurings of brook and stream. Listen well to his advice if you would learn to master the element of water. Greetings, yo. Brother Usumi informed me of your coming. I assumed it was you who purified the befouled water at Pedigree. The joyous bubblings of the elementals was a pleasure to hear. On behalf of both them and myself, I thank you. Now, without further ado, let us speak of that which Brother Isumi sent you here to learn. I trust you did not find it strange to be asked to tend to a tree when your lesson this day concerns the element of water. One need not have studied botany to realize that the forest requires more than rich soil to flourish. Water is essential for carrying the nutrients in the earth from a tree's roots all the way to the very tips of its head leaves. This precious liquid is the lifeblood of the Twelveswood. Without it, naught would grow, but should it rise too great a volume and too swiftly, the nourishing flow will become a crashing wave that washes away all before it. It is important to realize that all of nature is in balance. As conjurer derives its power from nature, we must take care not to use our art in a manner like to disrupt this state. Ever must we be mindful of the ceaseless tug of war embodied in creation, this fruitful stalemate of the elements. Brother Jocelyn, are you about? I am here, sir. What has transpired? I heard a young antelope stag has gone berserk. I don't know what got him so panicked, but there's no calming him now. The mad beast gored the soldiers sent to shepherd them away from civilian settlements, leaving us with a pile of wounded over at Jocelyn's Spire, and not enough hands to stanch the bleeding. We need a healer and fast. Curious, I sense nothing amiss in the whispering of the elementals. What could have frightened these antelopes so? Apologies. I shall revisit these musings anon. Let us make haste. If matters are as chaotic as you say, I fear the number of injured may be rising as we speak. I doubt that we too will suffice. We must divide our forces. Yo, traveler straight way to Jocelyn's Spire and tend to the wounded. I shall endeavor to rally further healers and follow after you, bearing what restorative urgence I can. You, sir, head to still Gilead Fane and beseech in the aid of Brother Izumi. Who are a conjurer, you say? Praise Nofika. You've come not a moment too soon. Sounds like yet more wounded have just been carried in. Pray offer him what aid you can. I can breathe again. Thank you. Oh, sorry. I thought that was repeatable dialogue. One sec. Okay. Come to land have you quickly. The fight is this way. Conjurer, your aid. Okay. I can totally heal. I'm fine. Don't mind me. Pray tell me we are not too late. Sophie, what have you done? I forbid you from using such methods. Guildmaster, I will not see you repeat your mother's mistakes. My mother never... God damn it. Yo, may I ask that you follow her, please? I fear your presence will only serve to provoke... My presence will serve to only provoke her further. She cannot have gone far in her weakened state. I don't understand why I try to cast spells, nothing happens. When I reach for my power, there's just nothing there. Is this what the guildmaster was trying to warn me about? He said I was repeating my mother's mistakes. The same thing happened to her, losing her magic, I mean, and then she... Am I going to die? This can't be happening. I didn't think. Please, I need to be alone. You have returned at last. Were you able to speak with Sylphie? I see. I once thought that you conjurers harmless the power of nature that we might bring about change. Earth, wind, water, healing. The principle is no different. For the art of mending, we draw on the boundless life force of nature and bestow it upon the wounded. Sylphie has never sought to borrow from that bounty. Her power to heal stems from her own life force. The vital energies of mortals are, however, finite, and now that which I most feared has come to pass. Her mother unwittingly took her own life, though, through the continued use of her healing skills, and Sylphie's aptitude for the art is, if anything, even greater. Thus, it is not unexpected that she should reach the limit of her strength at a much earlier age. If we do not intervene, this terrible tragedy will be repeated, and I for one could not bear to see the child suffer the same fate as her mother. I shall think on a solution to this dark dilemma. It may be that I will have need of your assistance in the near future, Yo. Do not doubt your abilities. You are a conjurer who has passed the trials of earth, wind, and water. You grow closer to nature with every passing day, and I sense within you the seeds of greatness. If in your encounter with water you learned its role as bringer of life, but you also felt the implacable power of surging wave as it swept you along its path. Like earth and wind and nature at large, the element of water is possessed of more than one aspect. Having completed the third lesson, I am satisfied that you have mastered the fundamentals of conjuring. Yes, this is but the beginning of your journey. Henceforth, you must strive to attune yourself even more closely to the elements and to nature.